In today's topic, I want to talk about the concept of waking up early because anytime somebody starts a self improvement routine or they feel like they need to get their shit together, I feel like one of the first things people do is realize and understand they're probably waking up too late and they attempt to start waking up earlier. Now, I've had the same exact experience. If you guys are on my Patreon, you would know back in January, I told myself this year is a new phase for me. I call it robo mode. And the concept of robo mode is the fact that I just want to build insane amounts of discipline because I felt, at least in my life personally, though I've seen success in many areas, I still feel like my discipline isn't where it needs to be. Meaning that, I follow routines to a T over a long period of time. It's pretty easy for me to be disciplined on the things that I actually enjoy doing, but it's hard for me to be disciplined on the things that are genuinely hard for me. And everybody's going to have the things that are personally hard for them. It could be the food you eat. It could be you watching The Hub. It could be you doing weed on the weekends or at night before you go to bed. We all have our vices. And for me, I wanted to cut out every single vice so that I can instill that discipline. Now, like I said before, it actually just starts with waking up early. The reason why waking up early is talked about so much within the space, especially for self-improvement, is because it makes you more productive. That's the clear-cut facts. Waking up early makes you a more productive person, and we're going to get into why that actually is. But first, I want to talk about some of the things I personally was doing before, sort of my morning routine. I've always operated in a way where I was never a late riser, but I was never a really, really early morning person. So like 4, 5, 6 a.m. I consider that early. I consider like 7, 8 a.m. to be like a normal amount of early. Like my body naturally wakes up around 8:30 a.m. if I was left to my own device. Going to bed, doesn't matter what time I go to bed, even if it's 11, 12, 1, my body's probably going to wake up at 8 to 8:30 a.m. And you guys are probably the same. Now, some of you guys, you actually wake up late. I've met guys and know guys who have no obligations. Maybe your classes aren't till later in the day, or maybe you work a shift where, it's later in the day. You don't have a standard 9 to 5. And those guys wake up late. Now, like I said, what I was doing before, let's talk about that. The only time I've ever waken up really early was back when I was in college because I had ROTC PT like 3-4 times a week. So I had to wake up like at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. And through certain obligations, depending on if you work or not, you're going to have to wake up early and you kind of get used to it. But when you're left to your own device, what would you actually do? And this goes back to the aspect of forming that discipline. I want to be able to do the thing that is hard, even if I don't have to. I think that in itself breeds a sense of discipline, and forcing yourself to wake up early is breeding discipline that can go towards other areas. So I really wanted to take this seriously. I ended up buying an Oura ring. If you're on my Instagram at Austin_Dunham or at basedaustindunham, you guys know that I post my sleep stats every single day on my story. And I usually try to aim for anywhere 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And through just learning my statistics and reading the Oura ring sort of responses, I've learned that I operate and function best off 7 to 8 hours. So now it's going to get even more difficult. How do I wake up early while still getting 7 to 8 hours? So in order to do that, I must have a pretty solid night routine, right? So not only does waking up early breed productivity, but also it forces you to have great habits. You can't stay up all night playing video games. You can't stay all night talking to that girl. You can't have a date and it lasts till 2 a.m. It forces you to have more discipline in other areas of your life because the priority is getting to bed early. Right now, I'm trying to get to bed anywhere from like 9 to 10 p.m. on average. And it's been working out for me. I don't stay up late watching TV anymore. I don't binge watch YouTube videos anymore at night like I used to. I'm not scrolling TikTok for hours at a time. Like forcing yourself to go to sleep at that time, it just breeds for good habits overall, especially at night. I know plenty of guys who stay up playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, I don't even know what games there are anymore. But I know some of you guys listen to this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Staying up all night just playing the game. Now, personally, me right now, I'm aiming to wake up anywhere from 5:30 to 6 a.m. And yes, it's hard at first, but let me tell you, your body almost has like an adjustment period to where it actually resets and you start getting used to it. So if you're a guy who usually wakes up at 11 a.m. or 10 a.m., the first few days are going to be hard, like very, very difficult to wake up at 6 a.m. You can try to get to bed early. It doesn't matter. Your body doesn't want to because your body's not used to it. Your circadian rhythm is not trained upon that waking up time. And so what I found personally is that whenever I do get off track and I get back into my waking up routine, maybe I was traveling or whatever else may happen, it usually takes me around 3 days for my body to reset to where I can easily wake up at that time. And in some cases, I'm waking up before my alarm. That's how you know your body is like set and primed for that wake up time. Right now, your body's not used to waking up at 6, 5:30, whatever a.m., right? So it's going to be very difficult. So let's touch more on the productivity aspect of waking up early. And the first reason why is because simply the days are longer. You guys don't understand how many hours there are in a day. And when you start waking up early, you realize there are actually 3 phases to the day. The morning, which is anywhere from 4 to 12 p.m. That's the morning time. Most of you guys literally have no mornings. If you're waking up at 10 a.m., you only have 2 hours left of the morning. And then you have your afternoon period from 12 to around 4. And then your late evening period, late afternoon, so like 4 to 7. And then your night period from like 7 to 10 p.m. or 12 a.m. if you want to go that far. But yeah, guys, the days are longer. So the days are longer. You have more hours in a day. You can now use more of those hours to actually get shit done. It's as simple as that, honestly. And one thing I've been doing, if you guys are noticing too, is that I've been going to the gym in the morning. So remember, it breeds good habits. I now have more time to do more things, to be more creative, to even give my clients more time in terms of helping them, because I'm getting that gym session out the way in the morning. And at first I thought the gym session was going to be horrible. Like on a fasted stomach, I'm not going to be as strong. But I honestly have not noticed any sort of strength difference whatsoever. It's actually been very, very good. So I wake up, I do my reading, I journal a little bit, I might walk outside, and then I usually do about 30 minutes to an hour of some sort of deep work. And then I'll go to the gym first thing in the morning, knock it out, so I don't have to worry about anything else in the afternoon except for working on myself and working on my business. It's what I'm doing right now. I've already been to the gym and now I'm doing this video. Before, I was going to the gym 1, 2, 3 p.m. Kind of was already unmotivated to go because I just had such a busy morning. But when you knock it out first thing, it's almost like your motivation is a little bit higher. Also, I noticed in the morning, at least when you wake up before the sun rises, that's an important part too, is that you just gotta wake up before there's actual sunlight in your room. You're gonna notice that you have less phone temptation to check social media, scroll Instagram, check TikTok, check your messages, because of the quietness and the stillness of the morning and what comes with that. Before, when you're waking up 10 a.m., 11 a.m., the sun's already shining in your room. For some reason, the brain just triggers like some sort of reward system where you want to check social media and Instagram. But when it's dark, it's quiet, you get up, use the restroom, brush your teeth, like the temptation to actually be unproductive is just not there. And I think just because it's so quiet, it's so still, everybody's already asleep. And that's a time frame, especially in an environment like that, to where you can just operate at the highest frequency in terms of your energy, in terms of your creative thinking. Back when I was in college, when I was trying to manage so many different things, like passing my classes, doing well in ROTC, my jobs for the roles I had in that, while growing my YouTube channel, I found myself having to wake up in the morning. That's the only time where I could get certain things done, because I was going to classes throughout the day. I was going to the gym. I had obligations with my job within ROTC, which took up a lot of time that people don't realize. And in the morning, I was able to work on my YouTube content, whether it be editing, scripting, ideas, whatever it may be, right? Also my reading, self-development, all that stuff is like done in the morning. Now, one thing too, I believe men should have multiple routines. And, we got a workout routine, and we got maybe a night routine or eating routine, but also a morning routine. I find that a morning routine is so beneficial just to your mental health and how you're going to start the day. If you are waking up pretty late, scrolling social media, getting up, just kind of going about your day with no plan, even though you may think that's easier, it actually makes the day worse, at least for me. If I don't operate on a plan or do some sort of routine, I find that I'm more likely to be depressed than I am to actually enjoy the process and enjoy the day. And so establishing like a pretty solid morning routine has actually made me look forward to waking up in the morning, has actually made me look forward to getting to bed early and do those positive habits, because I already know the morning's going to be great. For my guys who are working 9 to 5s, or maybe you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you're doing shift work in the afternoon or night, you truly have to find what's best for you. I think if I was to have a 9 to 5, I would still attempt to wake up early and be one of those early bird gym risers, do my productivity work, self-development work in the morning before I get to my corporate job or whatever office job that I'm doing. I would still do that. It would be a long day, yes, but I would still do it. I also feel like it comes to knowing yourself too, because if you're truly not a morning person and you attempted this and tried this for at least 3 months, and you know, without a shadow of a doubt, you don't operate the best in the mornings and you're more of a night person, your creativity, your productivity, your self-development, your side hustle, your business, whatever you're working on, if you're better at working on that from like 7 to 10, then yeah, try that out too. After watching this video, I challenge you, whatever routine you have set, try waking up early and just giving it 3 months, and try 2 hours before your usual wake up time. So if you wake up at 9 a.m. right now, start off first by 7 a.m. If you wake up at 8 a.m. right now, try 6 a.m. If you wake up at 11, try 9 a.m. and progressively sort of overload your way into a time frame of anywhere between 5 and 6 a.m. Watch how the things you really wanted to get done all of a sudden start getting done. Watch how it actually happens. I challenge you, all right? Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.